Cassandra Goth is one of the most recognizable characters in The Sims universe. She makes appearance in The Sims 1, The Sims 2 and The Sims 4, but it's in The Sims 2 where she's got the most interesting story. In this game we see her as an adult ready to get hitched with a local womanizer Don Lothario. Depending on Don's mood and his relationship with Cassandra, he can either say yes and cheat on her with multiple women, including her future stepmother later, or leave her at the altar, causing her mental breakdown. In the latter case, there is the option to marry Cassandra to her best friend Darren Dreamer, who's secretly in love with her. But what makes me think she wasn't meant to get married? Hello, my name is Cassandra and I simply don't want to get married. Hello everyone, my name is Nadia and you are currently on my channel called Betty Neddy. Today I'm explaining Cassandra Goth, and if you like the cosplay, feel free to push the like button. Anyway, back to The Sims 2 Cassandra. Of course she does want to get married. She's a family aspiration sim. The pop-up at the top right corner reads she wants to be with Dawn. The question is, can she get married? I've got a Pleasant You Let's Play on my channel where I claim that both Darren and Dawn are no match for Cassandra, mainly because she comes from old money and they are nobody. Thus, the only realistic match for her is Malcolm Landgrab IV. But this video is not about my speculations, it's about the lore behind this family. So let's take a look at the Goth family tree. The first thing that catches my eye is that this family tends to have 2 children per generation. Victor and Samuel, Gunther and Frida, Alexander and Cassandra. One of the siblings is the heir, who gets all the money and respect, and the other one… well, turns out Samuel, Frida and Cassandra have a lot in common. Samuel Goth appears in The Sims 3 Moonlight Falls as an elder ghost. He is described as an eccentric man because of his marriage to a woman much younger and poorer than he. Plus, unlike other goths, he doesn't like dark colors. His favorite color is actually yellow. Sounds familiar, right? Samuel left the town of Sunset Valley most likely because of the rumors surrounding his marriage. Therefore, we can conclude that he wasn't respected as much as his brother Victor. Samuel also never achieved his lifetime wish of becoming a Renaissance sim, in spite of working on his logic skill. He died from a magic jelly bean, having only 6 logic skill points. Frida Goth, Gunther's sister and Samuel's niece, can be found in the same house as her uncle, and she is also a ghost. Her bio says she had to flee to Moonlight Falls and fall out with her brother after her family had suggested marriage to a land grab. The only fact that instead of a simple no, this poor woman chose relocation tells us that she'd been treated even worse than Samuel in her own family. While Uncle Samuel was considered an insane freak, Frida was viewed as an object for selling to the land grabs. Very much like Samuel, Frida didn't achieve her lifetime wish of becoming an international super spy, and apparently being a ghost, she was very unlikely to ever fulfill it. And let's not forget about Frida's personality, which looks almost identical to Cassandra's. Honestly, Cassandra feels like a mix of Samuel and Frida. She's shy, she enjoys reading, she's a little bit grouchy, plus she likes yellow and mixing up with Sims outside her social standing. And judging by Samuel and Frida's gloomy fate, Cassandra is very likely to be a loser goth like them. She's already not treated well by her father, who doesn't approve of her marriage, so it feels natural to me not to let her fulfill her lifetime want, which is obviously connected to having a big and happy family. And yes, the easiest way to do this is not to let her get married at all. Anyway, maybe you still aren't convinced by these arguments. After all, there are only 2 pairs of the Goth siblings excluding Cassandra and Alexander. Well, let's take a look at the Goth family tree once again, but this time we'll focus on the female characters only. One thing they all have in common, neither of them had a happy life. We don't know much about Gretel, Victor's wife of course, but with her being flirty and her husband being unflirty and workaholic, it's safe to say she often felt neglected or was probably even accused of cheating, which she never committed as she was a coward. Olivia Goth, Samuel's wife, died very young by electrocution while mourning her husband. And judging by Olivia's age, her marriage with Samuel didn't last long. It looks like Samuel died pretty soon after they'd arrived in Moonlight Falls. So even if Olivia was happy in her life, it was for a very short period of time. Plus, let's not forget about all the nasty rumors Sims used to spread about her back in Sunset Valley, which overclouded her happy days. As for Frida Goth, her bio basically tells us she is happier as a ghost than as a living sim. And it's not surprising at all when you think about the way her parents treated her and meddled in her personal life when she was already in her 30s. Cornelia Goth, Gunther's wife and Mortimer's mother, didn't have the best relationship with her husband. When you load the Goth family in The Sims 3 for the first time, you discover that they are barely friends. Perhaps it has something to do with the fact that poor Cornelia had to disengage from her lifetime wish to have a perfect garden after she'd become a goth. Clearly, digging in the ground was not considered a suitable occupation for a noble woman in the Goth family. That's why Cornelia hadn't got any gardening skills or seeds to plant by the time when she was already close to become an elder. Instead, Gunther had obviously forced painting on her as a hobby. And finally, there is the famous Bella Goth, a romance sim who married Mortimer, a knowledge sim. They were not compatible to begin with, and Mortimer was also a workaholic who often left his wife lie in solitude in their gloomy manor. She'd lived in a gilded cage all her life and then got abducted by aliens, parting with her beloved children. As you can see, Cassandra is simply the next one in line. Seems like there is some kind of a curse upon the female members of this family. By the way, there are two more unhappy characters connected to the Goth. Agnes Crumplebottom, Cornelia's sister, who basically went nuts after she'd lost her husband during their honeymoon, and Lolitha Goth, whose relation to the family is unclear, but she is buried by the Goth Manor in The Sims 3, and she died being even younger than Olivia, which is already very dramatic. With Cassandra being a female in the Goth family and a loser Goth archetype at once, her chances of being happy are less than low. Of course, you can make her get married to Don Lothario and suffer because of his cheating later, but I tend to think that she shouldn't have a proper family to begin with. In my Let's Play, for example, her lifetime want is to reach golden anniversary, and I don't think her dream will ever come true. That's all for my theory about Cassandra and her personal life. Write in the comments if you believe there is a curse upon the Goth family. Also write if you've ever paired Cassandra up with Malcolm Landgrab IV. Now thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the Reason Pleasant You.